Hi, Rich here for Level 3 PE. We're talking about sports massage. We're safe to massage, but one of the first things you're going to have to do for an assignment is explain to your client the effects and benefits of massage. The first effect is general circulation. It's really important to boost the circulation of the blood in the muscles. The first thing you're going to do is mechanically push the blood along. Let's think about it for a second. The type of blood vessels you've got in your bodies: arteries, arterioles, veins, venules, capillaries. Some of those we're not going to be able to affect. Have a little guess which one that is. It's arteries. The pressure in arteries is really high. If you cut an artery, it would spurt out across the room. So you're not really going to affect it by pushing into it with your hand, are you? So we're talking about the returning blood, the venous blood, in the veins, in the small capillaries. It's moving slow. It needs help moving along back to the heart so it can reoxygenate. So that's really what we're doing. And when you look at the practical demonstrations, you see that all our massage techniques go towards the heart. So we're helping the flow of blood in the veins and the capillaries. That's really important. So when we push into the muscle, we actually mechanically squeeze the blood back towards the heart along those veins and capillaries. So you can imagine you actually pushing that blood along. So that's the first effect, the mechanical circulation you create. However, by using techniques like effleurage, stroking techniques, you actually boost the pressure in those blood cells. You imagine that, you've got a vein and the blood is being pushed into it. That's going to stretch out on the walls of that vein, and then that's going to boost the pressure and move the blood along, because you all know that pressure moves from high to low. So actually another effect is the boost in pressure that squirts the blood along. But also, as you move along, you're boosting pressure, you're mechanically pushing the blood, but you're also creating a little vacuum behind your hand as you push along. What's a vacuum? Vacuum is a space of nothing, if you like. And as soon as that space of nothing is created, something wants to fill it. And that will be the blood behind your hand. So as soon as you create that space of nothing, the blood will zoom into it, and essentially you're sucking the blood along behind your hand. So you're pushing, you're squirting the blood, and you're also sucking the blood up. So that's 3 ways that you're boosting the circulation. So really, you're helping a lot. Even if you're just moving blood around, you're not the most experienced masseur. If you do it right with your effleurage, that's 3 effects in 1. So let's talk about the benefits of that. If you're moving blood along and boosting circulation, you're increasing the blood supply. And we know that's good. From all your studies, you know that blood supply brings oxygen, it boosts nutrients, it removes waste. So straight away, you know it's a benefit. So waste removal could be things like dead cells. If you've got a site of an injury and you want a massage to help recover, you'll have all sorts of rubbish in there. Dead cells, fluid. Maybe if you've broken down scar tissue, you need to get rid of the remnants of that. So that's really important. Or if you've just had a hard training session or a game and you want a massage to recover, the waste removal might be lactic acid. It might be old blood. That's called blood pooling, old blood sticking around. So if you can move on that old blood, that's brilliant. Get fresh blood in, you're going to recover a lot quicker. You could also affect the rate at which the blood moves into the cells. Now, I'm not talking about the red blood cells moving into the cells. We're talking about all the other things in the blood. The oxygen, the nutrients, maybe some fluids, maybe some other things in the blood. Maybe you can just speed that up a little bit. And when you combine all those benefits together, you should recover quicker after a game. Or maybe you'll recover quicker after an injury. Okay, you've boosted the general circulation, that's great. But you can also boost the microcirculation. When we're talking about micro, we're obviously talking really small. So we're talking about capillaries. They're 1 cell thick, they're tiny. And if you can really work into the muscle deep after you've warmed it up, then you can really affect these tiny blood vessels in a muscle. Now capillaries are very, very small and flexible. So if you really work into them hard, so you start with your superficial effleurage, you then work in really deep into the muscle, you can start stretching and squishing around these capillaries. Sure, you're going to squirt the blood on, but also you're going to stretch the actual capillaries themselves and make them more pliable. That means more stretchy. And stretchier blood vessels can contain more blood. They're more useful. So you're actually benefiting your muscles that way. Also, by stretching them, you increase the spaces between the cell walls that make up the actual blood vessel itself. So it's more permeable. More things can go through it. Hopefully you don't massage so hard you actually burst the blood vessel, although that could happen, you have to be careful. But you want things like water, like substrates, like nutrition, like oxygen, like removing lactic acid. You want those things to go in and out a lot quicker and a lot easier. So if you make the capillary stretchy, pliable, and also permeable, then you're going to boost the blood flow of substances through that cell wall a lot better. So that's great. Also, if you do that, you might recover from injury quicker, you also might recover from a game quicker, or you might prepare yourself for a game. Some people love a pre-sports massage, and there's some of the benefits as to why that is. Okay, another effect is actually boosting the lymph flow. You might not have heard of lymph, a lot of people haven't. It's another system of circulation in the body that is separate to blood. It looks a bit like pus, if you like, not nice. It's clear, it's fluid, it's a bit yellowy, and it circulates all around your body. Search it on Google and you'll see a map of the lymph system in your body. What the lymph system doesn't have is its own heart. It doesn't have a pump. So it relies on gravity and the squeezing of your muscles to squirt it around the body. What it does is it basically collects rubbish and it moves things around your body. So for example, if you have an injury, a lot of those dead cells, a lot of the fluid will move into the lymph, and the lymph will take it away to nodes, like under your armpits or in your neck, or in major joints, and remove that for you. So it's really important. But with massage, you can really speed up how it works. Because like I said, there's no pump, so what you can do is push and squirt that lymph along a lot quicker than it normally would. Now obviously that's really important because you can push the lymph into the lymph nodes, say for example from the forearm into the elbow or from the bicep into the shoulder, and you can remove a lot of waste materials a lot quicker. So you should recover from injury quicker if you have massage to push that lymph into lymph nodes and reduce it. Okay, another effect is tissue flexibility. Now I'm not talking about normal whole muscle flexibility, although that is important. I'm talking about little areas, little specific areas of your muscle that you can make more flexible. Let's say you've pulled your hamstring. That's really common. And after the injury, you've got a little area that's not very flexible. That's a problem because that area is prone to injury again because it's not as flexible as the rest of the muscle. That's a weak point. So you can identify that area and use techniques such as petrissage or deep effleurage to actually stretch that muscle in all directions, just in that little area, and increase the flexibility so then the muscle is uniform as a whole. And that should prevent re-injury. If you have an injury that's really bad, you might want to actually affect scar tissue. Let's say you tear your hamstring and you have to be off for a while, off from sport, maybe on crutches, and as that hamstring repairs, it creates scar tissue. That's natural, like on your skin. Scar tissue forms, it allows new cells to form, and then it falls off. That's how it's meant to happen. However, we know that if it's a bad injury, like on your skin, scar tissue remains. The problem is, scar tissue isn't as good as the original tissue. It's not as flexible and it doesn't have the same function. If you have a scar on your skin, try and stretch it. It won't stretch. It's lost its function. So massage can help prevent the build-up of scar tissue in the first place, and also if you have scar tissue left over, old scar tissue, you can actually remodel it. So you can reduce or remodel scar tissue. So as a scar forms, you have fibroblasts which form the scar. However, after that's gone, you might have collagen left over, which is inflexible, and that's the stuff you don't want. The technique you're looking for really is friction. With your thumb, maybe reinforced with a knuckle, maybe with another sharp part of your body. It's not pleasant, okay? Mainly we're just going to be simulating it in class because not a lot of people have scar tissue you want to get rid of. It's really painful. Have a search on YouTube for someone having scar tissue removed, maybe from an Achilles tendon. Very painful because you're physically breaking up the scar tissue and then moving it along to a lymph node to get rid of it. So that hurts. Your muscle could have an adhesion. That's where it all gets stuck together at a micro level. After an injury, it gets all sticky and gunky, and you might want to stretch it out so the muscle fibres can slide. So you do similar techniques, but you'd probably go across the muscle, transverse, to try and separate those fibres up. And if you're unlucky and you get to the massage too late and you've already got your old scar tissue, your collagen there, then it's hard friction, breaking up that scar tissue, pushing as hard as you can, really, and then moving it with effleurage towards a joint. That'll hurt, but hopefully we won't have any of that to do on you. Now in our body we have two nervous systems, if you like. We have an accelerator and a decelerator. One to increase something and one to decrease something. Increasing is the sympathetic system. Decreasing is the parasympathetic system. Now, in our muscles, we want to decrease tension. We want to decrease how tight the muscle is and relax the client. Now, luckily, I'm sure nature's designed like this, but luckily, if we even touch the muscle, we trigger this parasympathetic response, this relaxation response. In our muscles, we have mechanoreceptors. They sense touch, they sense pressure, and also there's receptors that sense warmth. So when you massage the muscle, say with effleurage, you're actually triggering all of those responses, which then stimulate the parasympathetic system and reduce muscular tension, which is perfect. If someone's really ticklish, you could have the opposite effect. But generally, people get used to massage and you have the parasympathetic response. Now, the benefits are multiple. Now, first of all, if you have a relaxed muscle, it's great for you as the masseur. You can then use techniques, maybe cam and spindle, maybe friction, maybe squeezing, whatever it is, and it's a lot more effective. A relaxed muscle responds much better to massage than a tense muscle. And even if you don't have the most successful massage session, at least that person will go away feeling more relaxed. If you have tense muscles, you feel tense. If you have relaxed muscles, you feel relaxed. If you feel relaxed, you're less stressed, plus you'll have lied down for a while and we've had the nice music playing. Also, you feel good about yourself. That's called well-being. So your client will walk away feeling good about themselves. They might also have better body awareness because they've had a massage all over. They know what parts of their body are tense, what parts are relaxed, and what they can do about it. Also, a tense muscle is a painful muscle, especially if you've got an injury or you're feeling stressed. If you stimulate the mechanoreceptors, parasympathetic nervous system, decrease the tension, you're going to have less stress, less tense muscles and less pain. That's really important. Even if you haven't managed to solve the problem, at least you've reduced the pain, and that's really important. And overall, you're going to feel relaxed, you're going to go away feeling great. And hopefully that's going to help your client come back. With a sports massage, you do have to try and address the problem as well, but hopefully they'll feel good about it as well.